This time, we are visiting a beautiful forest in Karnataka, showcasing many stunning visuals of animals like elephants, bears, wild dogs, Indian cows, and more. During this visit to Bhadra Tiger Reserve, we captured many such visuals. So let's begin our forest story. We started our safari early in the morning. It begins at 6:30 am. We arrived at 6 am, purchased our tickets, and started the safari on time. Here's some basic information before we dive into the details. The Badra Tiger Reserve is located in the Shivamogga district of Karnataka. It is about 170 kilometers from Bangalore. We opted for the Jeep Safari, which is the only available safari over here. The safari costs 600 rupees per person. It is extremely cold in here. Look at the mist rising from the pond. We shot this video during the January. And it's so cold that even with a jacket, handling the camera is very difficult. As the vehicle moves forward, it feels even colder. We have come to the reservoir banks to check if any animals have come by to drink the water. Which animal is going to come during the morning, isn't it? This reservoir is a part of the Badra Dam. Boating tickets are also available at the ticket counter. The ticket price is 600 rupees per person. But there must be a minimum of 6 people for the boating service. People usually come for boating only during the weekends. When visiting forests or viewpoints, we should never miss the morning views. Simply keep the camera on and the beauty will get recorded by itself. If you sleep during the mornings and trips, you will miss the most beautiful part of your journey. Look, there are 2 jungle fowls over there. See how colorful they are. They also have a habit of crowing early in the morning like hens. These beautiful morning views have just made my day. Aren't these visuals heart-touching? Usually, during the safaris, drivers stop only when they spot animals. But these drivers were very cooperative. They halted the vehicle whenever we requested them. Not all drivers are as cooperative as them. Since we hadn't seen any animals so far, we moved forward and encountered another jeep. We were informed that there were Indian cows a little further ahead, so we headed in that direction. On the way, we saw a few spotted deers grazing by the side of the path. Just like Nagarhole, Bhadra Tiger Reserve have 2 safari points, Muthodi Safari and Lakkavalli Safari. Lakkavalli is in the Shivamogga district, while Muthodi is in the Chikmagalur district. Similar to how Kabini in Nagarhole offers better sightings than Nanachi, Lakkavalli in Badra Tiger Reserve has better chances of spotting animals than Muthodi. We can also spot leopards in here. Look at those Indian cows standing over there. They're actually blocking our way. They're drinking water from a small stream. These cows have a unique ability to sense smell. While deer can give an alarm call only when they see tigers, cows can stay away from these wildcats just by smelling them from a distance. They often have a fierce look, but most of them are quite timid. They typically only attack humans when they feel threatened or in self-defense. So unlike regular monkeys, these grey langurs do not prefer human food and do not depend on humans for sustenance. They eat grass and fruits from the forest. Look at how cute that baby langur is, isn't it? So this is a barking deer. These deers are usually very skittish. It seems very hungry, as it's not even concerned about our presence. They scream loudly when frightened or threatened. hence the name barking deer has come to it. They are less common and are not frequently seen. Additionally, they don't move around in groups like the spotted deers. We heard an alarm call, so we stopped our vehicle and waited for a while near the source of the sound. After waiting for about 10 minutes, with no further activity, we decided to move on. As we continued down the road, we spotted a bear scratching the bark of a tree. Tree bark and honey are among the favorite foods of the bear. With their sharp claws, bears can easily scratch the bark to get the food they want. We saw not just one, but two, a mother bear and her cub. They have noticed us. But they seem unbothered. Bears usually come out during the evenings, but these were out in the morning due to hunger. Despite their laziness and poor eyesight, which makes bear attacks less likely, they can be unpredictable and may attack without any reason if approached too closely. In the forest, the two animals to be most cautious of are bears and elephants. Their behavior is unpredictable, making it hard to anticipate when and how they might attack. Compared to these animals, tigers pose less of a threat to the safari jeeps, so there's no need to worry too much about them. While it's said that playing dead might deter a bear attack, this tactic is not always reliable. The best option during a bear attack is to climb a thin tree. Bears can climb, but they struggle with thin trees. Thick trees, however, are easy for them to scale, especially since they are accustomed to climbing the trees for honey. Bears often aim for the face with their sharp claws, making their attacks particularly dangerous. Wild boars are also dangerous like bears, infrequently attacking, but their attacks can cause severe injuries. Interestingly, deers, bears, and wild boars were grazing together peacefully, not attacking each other. Overall, the morning safari was a success, providing us with plenty of sightings. We left the reserve happy, satisfied with the experience. After our morning safari, we headed back to the nearest lodge, the Badra Homestay. We had arrived the previous night and booked the room here. It is not very large, but it's clean and has all the necessary amenities. We can get food from the lodge, and there's a small cafeteria in the front where we can get tea and snacks. The rooms are comfortable, though luxury and comfort is secondary when on a forest safari. The main advantage of this homestay is its proximity to the safari center, just a 2-minute walk. The Badra Dam is also nearby, visible from the lodge. The next safari is scheduled for 3:30 p.m, so we decided to explore the nearby areas after the morning safari. We purchased our tickets for the evening safari. Here are the ticket details. The charge per head for the Jeep Safari is 600 rupees and the camera charge is also 600 rupees, making it a total of 1200 rupees per person for the safari. We initially considered a boat safari, but the water level was too high, reducing the chances of wildlife sightings, so we decided on dropping the plan. When the afternoon safari began, only 2 jeeps were participating. The JLR has its own jeeps, but they start their safari from the JLR center, not from here. The safari lasts for 2 hours, but the drivers often extend it by another half an hour to maximize the animal sightings. After passing through the checkpost and entering the forest, we first saw a water pond on the left, a common spot for the elephants. We slowed the jeep, hoping to see some animals. So our first sighting was a spotted deer. These deers and gaurs mainly graze in the forest grasses and bushes. Without predators like leopards and wild dogs to control their population, these herbivores could consume all the vegetation, leading to ecological imbalance. This is a concern in places like Wayanad, where reducing the number of tigers and leopards could lead to an overpopulation of deers. Currently, there are many deers in Wayanad, Nagarhole and Mudumalai forests. A proper balance must be maintained to preserve the forest's beauty. Similarly, if the number of elephants increases without predators like tigers to control them, the forest's greenery would diminish quickly. Wildcats are the only animals that dare to fight and eat animals, so reducing the tiger population could result in an increase in the number of elephants. Wow, look at that huge tusker. Check out the length of those tusks. Our driver only moved the jeep forward after confirming the elephant's mood. Fortunately, this elephant seems calm, happily munching on a bamboo. Elephants need a substantial amount of food daily, between 150 to 200 kilograms of bamboo, bark, grasses and leaves. Just imagine the amount of greenery required to sustain 100 elephants in a forest. Notice the hole in the elephant's ear. Some people have speculated that the forest official caused this, but it is actually a natural occurrence from birth. I have seen similar holes in many elephants, including baby elephants. In 2010, the central government declared the elephant as the heritage animal of India. These Asian elephants are the largest land animals in the country. Though African elephants are larger, especially the ears, which are significantly bigger and flappier. We are heading to our next spot. Look at those horns. I'm guessing it's the same sambar deer we saw this morning. The deer is unfazed by the jeep's noise. Look at that crow poking at the wound on the deer's neck. The cause of this neck wounds isn't scientifically defined yet. Some say they result from the scratching, while others suggest hormonal changes might be responsible. There's a resting point inside the forest where all jeeps halt. This marks the safari limit. Beyond this point lies the core area, off limits to safari vehicles. We heard an alarm call, but it came from the core area, so we could not investigate further. Just when I thought we hadn't seen any birds today, we spotted a serpent eagle perched nearby, probably on a lookout for squirrels or frogs. As we moved ahead, we heard a faint noise from within the forest. It was a wild dog. There were two of them, but they quickly disappeared into the woods when they saw our jeep. We only saw them for a few seconds, but we were thrilled as wild dogs are not easily spottable. Since they went into the forest, we decided to head towards the bank of the reservoir to check for animal sightings. These banks are common spots for forest animals to drink water, so there's a good chance of spotting wildlife in here. The other side is dense with bamboo, and a tiger was spotted among those bamboos last week. As we were scanning the area, our driver spotted a crocodile resting on the bank. This was our first crocodile sighting in our forest adventures. The driver mentioned that usually 4 to 5 crocodiles rest on these banks when it is sunny. We waited for 10 minutes hoping the crocodile would move. Unfortunately, it remained still. After traveling a bit further, a pied hornbill was spotted. While the great Indian hornbill, the largest among the various hornbill species, is not very common, the pied hornbill is frequently seen. These birds are usually found in groups of 20s or 30s in the forested areas. The pied hornbill is predominantly seen in Karnataka, especially in the Western Ghats. For communication, the locals primarily speak only Kannada. Though you can manage with Hindi, I have been handling conversations in Hindi for the past 2 days in here. Can you see the velvety glow on the antlers of the spotted deer? This indicates that the antlers are still growing. Once fully grown, they will thicken slightly before eventually falling off, allowing new ones to sprout. Only the males have the antlers. As we continued, we saw 2-3 gores grazing peacefully by the side of the road. They were all female. Wild buffaloes are also present in the Bhadra area. Though there are fewer in number, many live deep in the forest. Wild water buffaloes are sometimes sighted in the Kalakkad National Park in Tamil Nadu. Here is a photo of wild water buffalo from the Google. For those trying to access Badra Tiger Reserve via public transport, both train and bus services are available. After reaching either Mysore or Bangalore, you can take a train to Tarikere railway station, from where the bus services are available. Tarikere is on the Bangalore to Shivamogga route, so you can also take a bus from Bangalore to Shivamogga and then travel less than 20 kilometers to the Forest Safari Center. Since Kuvempu University is close to the Bhadra Tiger Reserve, there is a regular bus service to this area, with nearby accommodations available as well. A private vehicle to reach the safari center is not a necessity. Bhadra Wildlife Sanctuary was declared as Bhadra Tiger Reserve in 1998. The core zone differs from the safari areas, being more like a wet forest. According to the 2018 tiger census, there were 22 tigers in the reserve. Now there are more than 40. The elephant population exceeds 200. Historically, many tribes lived in this forest. In 2002, all the tribal colonies were relocated to a place called MC Halli, which is 50 kilometers away, where they provided with farmlands and homes. As we were finishing our safari, we sighted a tusker grazing near the pond we saw earlier. This tusker was a bit plump, thanks to the abundant grass and greenery in this forest. One more thing to mention about the video. We often get suggestions to add more natural sound to the videos on our channel. However, since we are translating videos that were already uploaded in Malayalam on the main channel, the Pikolins Vibe, into English, we often end up adding music instead of the natural sounds. Once the elephant went into the forest, we left the area. Our evening safari started at 3:45 p.m. and now it is 6:30 p.m. So if you guys have any concern or queries regarding the video, please ask in the comment box. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So bye bye until the next forest story.